Hello, everybody. In this video, we will be demonstrating a useful workflow that involves two different agent tools. We'll show how you can go from a simple research idea to a complete, ready-to-deliver presentation, all with the help of AI.
In this video, we will be demonstrating a useful workflow that involves two different tools.
Our goal today is to showcase a powerful workflow. We'll start with a topic we want to learn about. Use an AI agent to conduct research across the web, and then use another agent to automatically generate a presentation based on that research.
First, we will select a directory and go to Cognitic Agents and Task Planning.
To do this, we'll use a few key components. We'll work within the chat cognitive mode, which lets us interact with our agents. The two agents we'll use are the crawler agent for research and the generate presentation agent for content creation.
We're going to use the chat cognitive mode for an interactive session where we type a command and for every response, it chooses one task configuration to execute. We're going to add two different task configurations: generate presentation and the crawler agent. The crawler agent uses a web search to initialize a web crawl for research purposes. We're going to use Google search, which we have configured in our API providers, and we're going to fetch using the HTTP client. Press OK, and OK again.
First, we need to kick off the research. We'll go to the chat window and type in our query. For this demo, I'm going to ask it to research how to make fun experiences in Roblox using scripting. This command will activate our crawler agent.
In the chat window, we will type in our query to initialize the research agent. In preparation for our next demo, I'm going to ask it to research how to make fun experiences in Roblox using scripting.
So what's happening in the background? The crawler agent first performs a Google search. Then, it takes that list of web pages and begins a crawling process, visiting each page to extract and summarize the relevant information. You can even view the summary for each page as it works. Once it's done, it compiles everything into a final report.
That will kick off a Google search, which will, of course, return a list of web pages, and each of those web pages will be used to initialize a crawling process. For each web page, you can click on it and view the summary of that particular page, including the links that were found for future crawling. Okay, our web crawling is done, and it has produced a final report, as we can see here.
Okay, our web crawling is done, and it has produced a final report. Now, we'll give it the next command, to make a presentation. The agent is smart enough to use the context from the research it just completed to build the slides.
And now we're going to type the next command. We're going to say, make a presentation. Hopefully it will infer that the presentation should be about the previous topic.
Now, sometimes things don't go perfectly on the first try. In the demo, my first prompt, make a presentation, was too vague and the AI didn't know what to do. Occasionally, it can also mess up the formatting of its own configuration. But as you saw, being more specific with the prompt and sometimes just refreshing to let it try again is all it takes to get it back on track.
No task was selected. Well, let's type something more specific. Here we go. Okay, here we go. So in chat mode, whenever you type something, the first thing it does is it tries to resolve what task to execute. Occasionally that can go wrong. For example, this was too vague and it must have confused the AI. And occasionally it can simply mess up the formatting of the configuration a little bit. This is, of course, valid JSON, but it expected files to be not in this parameters object. Here is an example of a valid configuration. In this case, I was just able to refresh it, and it tried again to resolve the task configuration, and it did so successfully on the second try.
And here we go. The agent has successfully created a presentation. Let's take a look. The cool thing about these presentations is they also come with auto dictation using the speaker notes on each slide. I actually use this feature for my demo videos.
Now we can look at the run and output of that task, and it created a presentation. Let's take a look. And here we go. Now, the cool thing about these presentations is they also come with auto dictation. You have probably noticed that in my demo videos as I use this tool for those demo videos. It looks like there is a tiny CSS bug, but let's take a look at this small CSS bug. Let's see here. There we go. And let's go back to the beginning and play it.
Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to dive into the exciting world of Roblox.
Ooh, let's change the speech.
Welcome, everyone, to the day. We're going to dive into the exciting world.
Eltome Everione. Today we're going to dive into the exciting world of Roblox.
Welcome, everyone. Today, we are going to dive into the exciting world of Roblox scripting. We'll learn how to use code to make your games interactive, dynamic, and way more fun. Roblox Studio is your creative hub. Think of the Explorer as a list of all your Lego bricks, and the Properties window as the tool to change their color and size. We'll be spending most of our time in the script editor. Don't be intimidated by the name. Luau is a friendly language. Learning it is like learning a set of instructions to give to your game, and it's easier than you think. The most basic concept is a variable.
So, to wrap up, we've seen a complete, end-to-end workflow. We started with a research query and ended up with a full presentation, complete with speaker notes. This is a great example of how AI agents can be chained together to automate complex tasks and amplify our own productivity. I hope you have found this demo informative.
All right. Well, we don't need to run through that entire presentation, but if you're interested, I will include a link to it in the description. I hope you have found this demo informative. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for joining me.